All right, before we start the next section, can you tell me what this unit is about? What is this unit about? Solving linear equations. And you thought the internet was messed up. No, that was just me playing a joke. All right, so we're on page 11. Page 11. So the equations get a little bit more complicated each time. So let's look on page 11. And what are we going to add to it this time? Let's see what we're going to add to it this time. Wow, let's not get carsick here. All right, so we are solving linear equations, and what this section, what's different is that we have variables on both sides. Variables on both sides, okay? When you have variables on both sides, what are the steps? Well, step one, just like before, distribute. Now, I think this was two separate steps last time. We can put those two steps together. It's distribute and, just write and if you can't write that symbol. Distribute and combine like terms. Distribute and combine like terms. Like terms have to be on the same side. Like terms are on the same side. Now, after you distribute and combine like terms, you need to get the variables together on one side. Get the variables on one side. And you do that by adding the opposite. You add the opposite. OPP means opposite. Then get the number on the other side. And then finally divide. Now these two steps, that's just once you get to here, that's a two-step equation. You should know what to do from there. All right, let's do a few examples. We'll do on this page, we will do examples 1 and 5, and we'll do a few on the other page as well. All right, number 1, first of all, I like to draw my wall to keep my two sides separated. Now, do we have any distributing to do? No, we don't have any distributing because there's no parentheses. Do we have any like terms? Like terms have to be on the same side. Some people say, well, Mr. Ray, isn't 5y like terms with 3y? Here, no, they're not, because they're not on the same side. We don't have any like terms. Like terms must be on the same side of the wall. All right, next, get the variables together on one side. You can get the variables on the left, or you can get the variables on the right. You choose. I'm going to get the variables on the left, which means I want to move this 3y. How do you move this 3y? Well, if that's a positive 3y, you put minus 3y. Whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other. You can't just put minus 3y on one side. You got to put it on both sides. What happens to these 3y's? They cancel. Now let's bring down what we have. 5y minus 3y is 2y. Bring down your negative 8. Bring down your equals. Bring down your 12. Now, this is a two-step equation. You should be able to solve this in your sleep, but don't go to sleep. Plus 8, plus 8. This is easy. 2y equals 12 plus 8 is 20. Divide by 2, you get 10. We solved it. Variables on both sides, y equals 10. Now, how would you check that? Well, you would check it like this. You would put 5 times 10 minus 8 equals 3 times 10. 10 plus 12. And make sure you get the same thing on both sides. That's how you check it. All right, number 5. Number 5. Very similar to the last one. Let's draw a wall. We don't have any distributing. There's no like terms. No distributing and no like terms. So we don't want to decide what side do we want our variables to be on. I'm going to get my variables on the left, which means I want to move this minus 6m. How do you move a negative 6m? You add 6m. Whatever you do to one side, you do to the other. That's got to be the opposite. Draw a line. Let's combine. Let's go straight down. Bring down the 11. A negative 1m plus 6m is plus 5m. Bring down your equals. Those cancel, and I get a 51. Now it's a two-step equation. You should be automatic. Subtract 11. Bring down your 5m. 51 minus 11 is 40. Then divide by 5. You get 8. All right. So that's the 2 on that side. Now let's do a couple on the other side. Of course, they always get a little bit more complicated. So how did they get more complicated? Which ones are we going to do? All right. Let's do 9 and 11, and that'll be it. So we'll just do 2 on this side and we'll be done. All right, number 9. All right, let me draw my wall. Do we have any distributing? Yeah, you do. You've got parentheses right here. I need to distribute the 9. 9m minus 27. 9 does not distribute to the 3, so bring the 3 straight down. Bring down your equals, 7m plus 43. Okay. Now, do we have like terms? Remember, like terms are same side. Like terms, same side. Do we have any like terms? Yes, we do. 9m and 3m are like terms. So let's put those together. Now, you do not, this is wrong, minus 3m minus 3m. That's not correct. You do not put, in fact, I'm going to write this down over here and say this is wrong. This is definitely wrong. 7m plus 43. You don't do this. That's wrong. The reason is because you only do the opposite when on opposite sides of the wall. Okay, they are not on opposite sides of the wall, so those are just like terms. You just put them together the way they are. So 12m minus 27 equals 7m plus 43. Now you want to do the opposite because now I need to get this 7m together with this 12m, and it has to cross over the wall. So subtract 7m, subtract 7m. All right, get the variables together. 5m minus 27 equals, bring down your 43. Now it's a two-step equation. You can solve that in your sleep. Plus 27, 5m equals 43 and 27. That's 70. Divide by 5. 70 divided by 5 is 14. All right, last one. All right, pause if you have to. Pause if you need to catch up. Let me draw my wall. What do you distribute on number 11? You have to distribute a negative. That's going to be 5x minus, I'm going to go ahead and put the 1. You don't have to as long as you know it's there. And then a negative 1 times a negative 18 is a positive 18. Bring down my equals. Now I have to distribute a negative 2. That's going to be 6 minus 2x minus 30. Do I have like terms? I sure do. I've got 2 like terms here. Do not do the opposite when they're on the same side. Just combine them the way they are. 4x plus 18. And I have like terms on this side too. 6 and negative 30. Put those together. 6 and negative 30 is a negative 24. Now do the opposite. I'm going to add 2x, add 2x. That's going to give me 6x plus 18 equals, those cancel, is a negative 24. Now subtract 18. Subtract 18. 6x equals, those cancel. What's negative 24 minus 18? That's negative 42. Divide by 6. You get negative 7. All right? You get negative 7. Now, hopefully you were following along and did the steps yourself. Check to see if you're right. I do want to emphasize, all right, make sure you got negative 7. Go back to the steps. Make sure, this is a good idea. I think it's always good. Move the variable before you move the number. We got them in that order for a reason. You could switch those 2 steps. I don't like doing that. There's some weird things that can happen, but you should move the variable before you move the number, and that's what we did. All right, you're ready to practice these on your own, and we will see you soon.